The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant, Petty Murphy in the building. And what's up, my boy? It's been a minute.
Almost forgot to unmute my mic, man. It's been that long, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Life be life, man. I know things happen. We've had different activities and stuff. And I can say I apologize for, for us not doing shows and stuff. But I can also say that I do not apologize for, us taking time for family and stuff that we need. So, but we did miss y'all. I miss my boy, even though we talk all the time. But man, it's good to be back. I got a funny story for you. Our special guest co-host. So Monday, I came home. And he was in the bathroom getting ready to take a bath. And all I heard was, Alexa, play When I Swerve Around the Corner. Whoa, whoa. And so when he said that, Alexa said, playing When I Fart in My Granddad's Sleep Mask. Dylan said, what? Alexa, no. Alexa, play When I Swerve Around the Corner, whoa, whoa. And so it started playing. It said Tweaking by Jello Ball. And it started playing. And you know how the intro go? And it played.
I never heard this song, bro.
Well, it's a part where the beat drops. And it sounds like it's about to start. So he started saying it. And then it's okay, no, that ain't it. And so then it started playing. But it's cussing all through it.
Yeah.
And so as soon as it started, swerve around the corner, whoa, whoa. And then the first cuss word dropped and I opened the door. He said, Dad, I ain't say that. I ain't play that. He's like,
oh, man.
Man, I was rolling, man. But
dog in trouble, man.
Man, it was hilarious, man. But it's funny. It's hilarious now. And that's some like, girl, I'm gonna start reminding them of stuff, but it's been interesting. We got snow again up here today.
Glad it wasn't us. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, but it didn't stick on the roads, no ice and stuff like that. So, but it's colder than polar bear.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. It's colder than almost.
Yeah. But man, we got some stuff to talk about. We ain't necessarily got to recap the Super Bowl, but we got to have a real conversation about Jalen Hurts, man. Somebody brought up a point, brought up something about him, and when you look at it, it's not far off. But before we do that, before we get into any of the conversations, we got to talk basketball. We got to talk baseball. We might not stay long on any of them topics, but we're gonna talk about them. And we got a top 5. And we got Would You Rather. I know this, saying typically, saying one day, but I got Would You Rather, saying for you too. But before we do that, before we do anything, let's give a shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We will be back in 1 minute.
BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
And we are back. I'm looking for the tweet now that came, but man, like I said, I think we got to have a real conversation about Jalen Hurts. Matter of fact, I just found it. Our good friend of the show, Emery Hunt, posted this tweet. He said the career. This was back in 2024, last year, June of 2024. He said the careers of Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts have been similar so far, yet Hurts is never in a top 5 QB discussion. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler, an MVP runner-up. He had a Super Bowl appearance, 100 total touchdowns, similar numbers of starts. He said, if you prefer Joe Burrow over Jalen Hurts, cool. But Hurts is in the same convo. Both are elite quarterbacks. And I can look at that and I can say, I understand, what he's saying, but one has more prototypical quarterback numbers, while the other has, I guess you could say, more success and wins. And then now, if you look at it, one has a Super Bowl.
True.
So now
one has a better team around him.
There you go. And so now we kind of look at that. And then so I started looking back at Jalen Hurts' career. And I went so far back as I'm looking at his high school stats. Junior and senior year, total close to 3,500. He was 34.94, close to 3,500 total yards passing, almost 1,700 total yards rushing. And then I started thinking back on college career, freshman, SEC off. As a freshman, he was SEC Offensive Player of the Year. As a freshman, took them to the national championship, and had it not been for a stellar defensive performance by Clemson in the second half, they win the championship his freshman year. His sophomore year, he leads Alabama back to the national championship. Stumbled a lot after sharing time with Tua, saying back and forth. Stumbled in the championship game, and we all know that's where Tua comes in. Throws the second and 26, winning that game. His junior year, he is benched for Tua, but then is needed to win the SEC championship game. And then you look at his senior year, he's a Heisman Trophy finalist. But
I mean, he got a good history and a good resume. I'm top 5 quarterback in the league is where I'm gonna bring the conversation. That's why I'm gonna bring the conversation. I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but when you look at the fact that this season, I understand they won the Super Bowl, but I'm strictly speaking facts. He threw for less than 3,000 yards in the regular season.
Facts.
Like, if you talk about the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, let's look at their numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did Joe Burrow threw for 5,000 yards? I mean, who else would you say top 5 quarterback? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson threw for 4,000 yards. Yeah. Josh Allen threw for 3,700 yards. Mm-hmm. Who else you want to put up there?
Patrick Mahomes, he threw for 3,928.
Exactly. So I mean, you talking about guys who threw for at least 800 more yards than he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to say, cool, you got to bring in Jalen Hurts rush for 600 yards. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Josh Allen rushed for how many yards?
Ooh, that's hold on, I'm pulling it up now.
Josh Allen rushed for 500.
I think 800. Oh, it's 500. Okay,
531 yards. So if you add his to his rushing, he's still over 4,000 yards. You add Jalen Hurts to his, he had what 3,600, 30, somewhere right in there. So it's still a big significant in terms of yardage. And you're gonna say, people are gonna say, yeah, he had Saquon Barkley. That's part of the point that we're saying. He's got a lot of help around him that some of these quarterbacks don't have. And even the quarterbacks that do have help around them in terms of a running game, i.e. Lamar Jackson, he's still putting up 4,000 yards passing with worse receiving options than what Jalen Hurts has.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's not a winner and he's not perfect for that system in Philadelphia. But to say he's a top 5 quarterback in the league based off his stats, I can't say that.
Yeah. So, and I completely agree. And I think what this conversation is going to go to, it's going to be a Tebow conversation, Tim Tebow. And here's what I mean by that. Everybody talked about Tim Tebow and he was great and he's a winner and he does this. But when you looked at like his stats, I mean, arguably he was surrounded by great talent at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And they won,
Yeah.
The first thing they point to is the intangibles. His numbers weren't always spectacular off the charts, but the first thing they're going to point to is the intangibles. And I think Jalen Hurts has the intangibles. I think he's a great quarterback. If he's not top 5, and I'm not saying he is, I'm not arguing that he is. How close is he to that area?
I think he's in the argument for number 5.
Okay.
I think there's a clear like hierarchy in terms of quarterbacks, right? You got Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, Burrow. Those are like your top 4. And then in that next little tier, you have the Jalen Hurts, the CJ Strouds, the Justin Herberts. You know what I'm saying? You got like where Jaden Daniels is pushing to be. You know what I'm saying? You got that next little tier right there. Maybe Jared Goff in that tier. You know what I'm saying? Like that little tier right there.
I personally think Jared Goff is a tier below, just simply
Jared Goff might be in that. He might be the bottom of that second tier.
Yeah, and I agree. I can agree with that.
So I think Hurts is in there with the Herberts. You know what I'm saying? With the I can't think of who I just said. CJ Stroud. You know what I'm saying? Those guys in that next mix.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I would probably take him over CJ Stroud. Probably. I don't know. I got to see another year for CJ Stroud. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like I seen something that said if you put Jalen Hurts on the Chargers, they win the playoff game or 2. And I'm like, I just think he fits so perfectly for Philadelphia, what they do, complimentary football. You know what I'm saying? Like the time of possession game. Well, and maybe Jim Harbaugh, that works for Jim Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? To where Jim Harbaugh just do like what he did in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And what he did with Kaepernick, just kind of just run the ball and play like that type of game. But I just can't say it translates like that, bro.
So I use one of your methods when I think about stuff like this. If you swap him with a different quarterback who we say is top 5 or whatever, how would he be as successful or more successful than that quarterback? If you put him with Baltimore, I think we see the same thing we're seeing in Baltimore, if not maybe worse.
I don't know if you're talking about success wise or numbers wise.
I think success wise, they're probably the same. Numbers wise, it's going to be worse. Lamar is just great.
I'd agree with that.
If you put Jalen Hurts in Cincinnati, I don't think I think I don't think it's even close. I don't think he's that good. Again, let me clarify that. I'm gonna say I don't think they have as much success finding wins if Jalen Hurts is in Cincinnati. However, I do think if you put Burrow in Philly, you do.
All right, so if you put Lamar Jackson in Philly, I think they hoisting a trophy.
Yeah.
If you put Burrow in Philly, I think they hoisting a trophy.
Agree.
If you put Mahomes, Josh Allen in Philly, I think they hoisting a trophy.
Agree.
You put Justin Herbert in Philly.
Hey,
I can't guarantee it. You know what I'm saying?
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
I can't guarantee it. Yeah. But I think they got a good chance to win it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you put Hurts in Baltimore, I think they have a good season. But I think, like you say, they don't get over the hump. Buffalo, I don't think they get over the hump. Kansas City, I don't think he takes them to the Super Bowl. Cincinnati, I think they might be. Hold on. Go ahead. And I'm gonna explain my reasoning behind this. I think they might be just as good, but it's gonna look different.
Okay.
But because I think the Cincinnati got offensive weapons just like he's got in Philadelphia. Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City don't really have those same receiving weapons. You see what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So I think he could still put up good numbers, and I think his rushing ability would extend some drives a little bit better than Joe do and help their defense a little bit. But I don't think he could win the shootout games that Joe could. So I think he might win them a few more games by helping their defense some, but he might lose them a shootout or two that Joe would have won them. So I think it'll be about the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
And so that's why I say I think he probably number 5. I'd say he's probably the number 5 quarterback. You know, what about Stafford?
So okay, let's I gotta quantify this. Oh no, you said Stafford. Oh, that's I'm thinking golf. Stafford is in LA with the Rams.
Super Bowl winner too.
Yeah, he is.
And unlike Aaron Rodgers, he's still playing at a pretty high level.
That's very true.
I think if you put Stafford with Saquon Barkley and that defense,
that's yeah. I can't deny that. I can't deny
Stafford might be 5, Hurts might be 6.
That's okay. I can see that. I can see that. I didn't want to say this, and it's because I'm still.
I gotta see it, bro. I gotta see it.
That's the only reason why.
Stroud had a similar season, dog.
Yeah. Brian, for those on the audio, said if they put JD anywhere, I think they win. I tend to want to agree, Brian. I just want to see it again for another season. I'm a huge believer in Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be wildly successful next year. depending on how much they improve on the defensive side. He had to, like he did at LSU his senior year, he had to mask a lot of the defensive issues. That's why they had to, in the playoffs, because I talked about this when they were doing the playoff run, they slowed their offense down a lot to kill time of possession, to take away possessions from the opposing team. If they can get a defense who can, get some stops and stuff,
they'll be all right on defense because they coach
Quinn,
make sure, he gonna make sure they defense straight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them getting Myles Garrett though. That'd be
that would be huge. That would be huge. If you put Jalen Hurts in Detroit,
they might win the Super Bowl
this year, depending.
How many they might win the Super Bowl.
No. This is why I say this. What ended up hurting Detroit is what I thought would hurt them way early in the season. And I keep saying hurt, and it's exactly what it is: the injuries, the hurt.
Man,
I think them defensive losses caught up to them in the playoffs. Also, and golf. I was gonna say that.
What I'm saying. Like that hurt the defense when he turning the ball over like that. That hurt the defense. That's one thing. That's why I say like that's the only possibility in Baltimore if you switch him and Lamar. Is that like you could argue the 2 turnovers in the first half hurt Baltimore, even though Lamar came back and gave them a chance to win. I just don't know how good Hurts would be throwing the ball when he didn't have those good of receivers as he does in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like he ain't got one of them guys. Like Devontae Smith would be the best receiver in Baltimore.
All right. Yeah.
Same with Buffalo, really. I know they got Amari Cooper middle of the season, but like
he's not the same Amari Cooper. But
you know what I'm saying?
And I can agree with that. I can agree with that. What Josh Allen did, and I know, I don't know if we talked about it. No, we hadn't talked. Josh Allen won MVP. I mean, I know everybody knows that.
That's a fatigue factor.
Yeah. Jaden got Rookie of the Year. Saquon got Offensive Player of the Year. I don't even know who got Defensive Player of the Year.
Patrick Surtain.
Oh, Patrick Surtain. So that brings up another conversation. I ain't even had this on here, but it's something I did want to talk about that made kind of sense. Emmanuel Acho. He said he voted for Josh Allen for MVP, and his justification was he voted Lamar as the All-Pro because you are the best at that position.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it would have made sense for him to vote Lamar as MVP. He said initially he did, but then he had to go back and think. He thought about it. His rationale was All-Pro is the best at the position. He said, and in college, Heisman is the best, overall player or whatever, however you want to look at it. He said MVP is the person who brings the most value to a team or whatever. And that's why he voted Josh Allen. He said, because although he thinks Lamar is a better player, he thought Josh Allen was more important to his team than Lamar was.
I mean, that's a valid argument whenever you consider what your boy Derrick Henry did. But if you're gonna go that route,
I could think of if that's the case, Joe Burrow,
Jaden
Daniels, exactly.
I mean,
Saquon.
Jaden Daniels took his team to the same round of the postseason with arguably less around him as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be no homer. I'm just stating, you know what I mean? Like,
Paul's up said this. He said, if Hurts was on the Ravens, they get swept by the Bengals. Bengals would be AFC North champs, and Hurts would have had to win all as a road warrior. He wouldn't accomplish that.
I don't know if they would. I don't know if they'd have got swept, but I think he could. That's what I'm saying. They made it to the conference championship game.
Mm-hmm.
No, the semifinal. They made it to the. They made it to the.
They got beat.
They made it to the divisional round. They lost. They got beat. They could have made it to the divisional round with Justin Hurts. I mean, I said Justin Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Here's the, and I get what you're saying, Paul. So here's the reason why the only reason I disagree. The Ravens could have got swept this year by Cincinnati. If one, they had a kicker. The first game, they were literally there at the end of the game and missed a field goal that would have won the game, and in overtime missed, I don't know if it was 2 field goals. I know they missed a field goal in overtime to lose that game as well. The second time they played, defense was the reason why Cincinnati couldn't, because Cincinnati drove down and scored, and defense gave up.
Well, I guess he's saying that Cincinnati would have went down and scored, but I keep saying Justin Hurts. Jalen Hurts wouldn't have been able to go down and score to like Lamar did.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't think that's what's called. I mean, I get it. I don't necessarily fully agree, but
I mean, I get his point. But like I said, I don't know, bro. I think Baltimore at home, I think still would have been able to win.
Yeah, man. So how she says because of the shootout factor, same thing you just said. So again, we hadn't talked about it. The Saints have a Super Bowl winning coach now. Well, technically, he was the offensive coordinator for the Super Bowl winning team. Kellen Moore is now the new hire for the Saints. But that's not why I really want to talk about this. It's because of some of the hires that he's made. The defensive coordinator he brought in was
ain't hired yet.
I thought they announced that Staley was coming.
No,
did I miss that? Okay.
Yeah, that's
just speculation.
Yeah, well, that's what they projecting or whatever, but it's most likely what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but they did. Did I hear wrong? Doug Nussmeier is supposed to be looking to be.
He is the OC.
The OC. So
yeah.
So what do you feel about that hire as far as OC? Also, some of the other ones that I see here, Clancy Barone is the tight ends coach. Jari Evans is the offensive assistant. Mike Martinez is the assistant head coach. Kevin Petrie is the offensive assistant. Jordan Traylor, offensive assistant. Keith Williams, wide receivers. Defensive assistant is Matt Giordano. Peter Giante is the senior defensive assistant. Adam Gristick is the defensive assistant, and Brian Young is the pass rush specialist. Phil Galliano is the assistant special teams coach.
No, he's not a special teams coordinator as of today.
Oh, okay.
And then they hired the running game coordinator from the Philadelphia Eagles. What's that man's name? I can't think of the man's name. But then they hired Scott Tolzien as the quarterback coach and Doug Nussmeier as the offensive coordinator. Doug Nussmeier, it don't really move the needle for me, but
Kellen Gary Nussmeier to the Saints. No,
we're gonna have to hear that for I almost cuss, bro. Please don't start that already, dog. Kellen Moore calling the play, so I don't really care about Nussmeier. Yeah. I mean, it's just somebody that Kellen Moore familiar with from his time at the Cowboys, and they've been at the Eagles together, so they kind of speak the same language, so he can help with game plans on some Pete Carmichael stuff when Sean Payton was there. You know what I mean? I'm more worried about who the DC is. I like I gotta find this guy name. The running game coordinator that they hired.
Hold on, let me see.
That ain't no lie though, bro. What Paul Hub said.
Oh yeah, Paul Hub chimes in and said from Twitter today, I'd rather be the New Orleans Eagles than the New Orleans Raiders.
So the Saints tight end coach is Chase Hazlitt. I'm trying to find Where's
Is it Hazlitt? They got Clancy Barone on here.
They probably ain't updated yet.
Yeah, okay.
Where's that?
Hold on, I'm seeing if I can see it now. Seahawks. Nope. That's Is it Rick Dennison?
No,
that's old. I see now.
Man.
TJ Paggi.
Yeah, that's it.
Paganetti.
Yeah, that's it.
Paganetti.
Yeah, he was the run game coordinator for the year. I think he's gonna be the O-line coach for the Saints.
Okay.
But if you was the run game coordinator for that running offense, shit, sign me up. I mean, I know obviously we ain't got no Saquon, but still, like
we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
The plays that you was adding to the run game, I like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do like he is trying to get younger with his coaches. So I do like that what he's doing. It's not on some same crap that we were seeing from usually from the Saints. So
yeah.
I am happy to see that some fresh faces because that was getting old, and I did hate the comment that came out of Saints camp about he had some input on the coach or something like that, and everybody was asking why didn't he have full input on who he hires or who comes in.
Yeah.
But man, anything else on the Saints before we move on?
No, we can keep going.
All right. The Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025 has been announced. Coming in, you got Eric Allen, he cornerback who played for the Philadelphia Eagles, Saints, and Raiders. Jared Allen, who I felt like should have got in last year. Defensive end, mostly known for his days with the Vikings, but he was also had time with the Bears and the Panthers. The tight end, Antonio Gates. If I'm not mistaken, Antonio Gates has the most catches, touchdown catches for a tight end. And Sterling Sharp, long overdue Sterling Sharp, somebody that people think should have been in a while ago. I didn't realize, because I remember watching Sterling Sharp play when I was younger. I know his career got cut short. I didn't realize how short his career was.
Yeah, it was real short. Patrick Willis short.
Yeah, but he had he was good. He was definitely good. But that's your Hall of Fame class, man. Any thoughts? Anybody think should have been considered that was left off? Or
we could do that for days.
I got one name that I still don't know why he's not in there. Or did he get in? And am I thinking Robert Brazile?
I
don't think he got in.
I feel like Adam Vinatieri should have got in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can make the argument that Reggie Wayne and or Torrey Holt.
I'm tripping. He already got in. I'm tripping.
Maybe Steve Smith.
I think Steve Smith should be in. I don't know if that's not first ballot for him either, is it?
I don't think so. But I mean, he won the Triple Crown at one point. So I mean, I think he could be wrong. I think he top 10 all time receiving yards. You had to double check me on that.
But I'm looking it up now.
But yeah, I think him, Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, I can make the case for all three of them. But
number 8.
Number 8? Yeah.
Number 8, Steve Smith Jr. Golly, dog. I'm looking.
Yeah, that's probably who I would say. The one. Vinatieri, Torrey Holt, Steve Smith. I think Luke Kuechly deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. But I don't. First ballot.
I'll tell you somebody who I think is first ballot. I don't know when he might not be ready yet. What's how long you got to be out to be?
I have
considered
no idea.
5 years.
I know Drew Brees coming up next year. That's all I know. I think it might be 5 years.
Okay, Larry Fitzgerald needs to be in as soon as he's eligible.
First ballot, easily.
First ballot, which is crazy.
I think him and next year. I think they eligible next year.
He needs to be in. So you just because I'm looking at this now. Larry Fitzgerald sits second on the all-time receiving yards list, behind Jerry Rice.
Yeah, he's eligible next year for the first time with Drew Brees, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, Phillip Rivers, Marquise Pouncey, LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah. Do you know how many yards or approximate how many yards behind Jerry Rice Larry Fitzgerald is?
Probably about 1,000 something.
5,000 yards behind him. Yes. 5. But here's what I think
Jerry Rice played forever though. Shit.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say this is what makes this very interesting. Jerry Rice's NFL career was from 1985 to 2004. Larry Fitzgerald only played from 2004 to 2020.
Yeah, that's the difference in the eras though.
Yeah. So
but he did it with some bad quarterback play at times too, though.
Bro, tell me about it. Ooh, who was the best quarterback he had? Kurt Warner?
Yeah, either him or Carson Palmer. One of the two.
Wow.
Because I mean, Carson Palmer was pretty damn good at that time when
he was.
Kurt Warner was kind of on the decline, but
he was. Yeah, you mentioned Steve Smith. Yeah, I definitely think Steve Smith should be in. Yeah, Reggie Wayne. If Andre Johnson got in, Reggie Wayne should.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And Torrey Holt too. Shit, they got Super Bowls.
Shit, Anquan Bolden. He number 14 on the all-time.
He got a Super Bowl, don't he, with Baltimore?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm looking at this. Still active. You know who has the most receiving yards that's still active?
Mike Evans.
Nope.
Ooh, I would have thought.
Well, I say he's still active. I don't think he has officially retired. Julio Jones.
Oh, I forgot about Julio. Yeah,
Yeah, Julio Jones at 13,703.
Mike Evans got to be close to that.
Mike Evans he got 12,684.
Okay, I'm about to say I know he got to be close to that.
Yeah. Also, speaking of, it was announced. It came out. I don't know how, I hadn't checked. DeAndre Hopkins reportedly told the Chiefs he was going to retire.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know about how true that is.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
it might have just been frustration after they lost the Super Bowl.
Facts, and he didn't have a performance at all.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big drop in them.
Yeah. Paul Sub says, I'm happy that Eli wasn't a first ballot. However, he'll eventually be in because of name.
Yeah, he'll get in. He got 2 Super Bowls, beat Tom Brady twice, and he a Manning. He'll get in. But he didn't deserve to be first ballot. I agree with that.
I don't think he should be first ballot, but let me ask this. Do you think Cam Newton has a case to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he got a case. He won the MVP
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, and took a team to the Super Bowl. So yeah, he got a case.
He took the team to the Super Bowl with a broke bat too.
Yeah, I mean he got a case. Man, that dude one game away from having like the perfect college football resume ever, bro. I mean, perfect football resume, period, ever.
Oh yeah.
He got a JUCO national championship.
I was just gonna say
of the year, national championship at the NCAA D1 level, Heisman quarterback, all the quarterback awards, won the Rookie of the Year, MVP in the NFL, and like, that's crazy. No, NFL is strictly NFL. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's not NFL. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So I'm
just
guessing
saying it's not college.
No. Yeah. I wonder if I don't know if Canadian football is considered in that too.
Yeah, it is.
It is a
Pro Football Hall of Fame, but
yeah,
it ain't too many Canadians in there though.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk some LSU football. I mean, not LSU football, but LSU sports, man. And I don't usually start with these people or these guys, but LSU men's basketball. It was reported that the story came out that LSU is going to retain Matt McMahon and they're going to increase the NIL budget. After it came out that LSU and South Carolina have two of the worst budgets in NIL, and both are at the bottom of the SEC.
Well,
we had that conversation the other night.
Yep. Hey, we got to talk about something else too after we talk about this. All but right. That we talked about in Spaces. But yeah, man, we talked about LSU basketball is the 4th most popular sport on campus. At South Carolina, men's basketball is probably 3rd or 4th most popular sport on campus.
You saying 4th?
I'm gonna say football, women's basketball, baseball, maybe.
No. I think it's football, baseball, women's basketball. I say baseball and women's basketball. Carolina? Maybe. No. Oh, you said South Carolina. My bad.
I said LSU is football, baseball, women's basketball, then basketball. They're the 4th.
No. I only think LSU men's basketball is 4th. I think gymnastics trumps men's basketball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that gymnastics is above men's basketball right now.
Especially, you can argue that, but you think more people donate money to the women's basketball NIL than to the men's basketball NIL?
Women's basketball NIL?
I mean, yes. I'm sorry.
Gymnastics?
Yeah.
I don't think they are, but it also
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about money.
Requires much money. Yeah, but okay.
I'm talking about NIL money.
Yeah,
that's what you said. NIL money, they the lowest. In the
yeah. No, you absolutely right.
In priority of NIL money at LSU, men's basketball is 4th.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold on. I do want to clarify something for you. Hey, Brian, T.O. got in 2018. He in the Hall of Fame.
He been in the Hall of Fame.
As a matter of fact, but he didn't do his speech in Canton. He did his speech at his back home at his high school. But go ahead, Aunt. My bad. I ain't mean to.
Oh, what was we talking about? Oh, so LSU men's basketball is 4th in priority in terms of NIL at LSU.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
At South Carolina, it's 3rd or 4th behind football and women's basketball.
Yeah.
So, of course, whenever you compare it to other schools, their basketball program is 1st, 2nd. You know what I'm saying? So they get more money in NIL than they are, especially when you got schools that got bigger NIL budgets. So I think you just got to look at it like you only got so much money that you can divvy up. You know what I'm saying? And where do you want it to go?
Yeah. I talk about it all the time. it's when this is a chicken or the egg. And I know I said this in space. This is a chicken or the egg. What's gonna come first? Are the wins gonna come first, or is the NIL money gonna come first? But you need both of them. And right now, it's not looking like. I mean, I think a lot of people want to see more out of McMahon as well. It's not.
So that's a double-edged sword. How do you want to see more out of him without giving him what he needs to do more with?
That's very fair.
So you know what I'm saying? Like chicken and egg. Like you want him McMahon to do more than give him more to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Like a chef can only work with his ingredients. Mm-hmm. And like if you want a better meal, give him better ingredients.
Yeah.
So I mean, like it's hard for me to say McMahon gotta do more when he ain't got much to work with. But my question is, at every school, did they get wins before they invested in their NIL?
No, not particularly. Vanderbilt is doing a lot better in basketball, and
Missouri went 0 for what in conference last year?
Yeah, they're
sitting. They got a new coach, and I mean, like,
yeah, they top 15 right now.
So
yeah, and
Florida,
beat number 4 by
19. They got a new coach 2 years ago, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're number 2 in the nation. Did they wait for him to did they hire a new coach and say, oh, go make it to the Sweet 16 or something, then we'll give you some money? Or did they say hire a new coach and say we'll give you what you need to win? Like you gotta give a coach that you hire something to work with, bro.
Yeah.
I agree. My question is, where do you, unless you finna go tap people for more money to donate more to NIL, where do you cut from?
Good question. Good question.
Because I got an idea, but I'm gonna let you answer it first.
You talked about tapping for money and stuff. I'm tapping, but I'm tapping in a different way. I'm doing something that we mentioned before. This came up in spaces as well. And I think they kind of did it a little bit. At least they tried to for the football side, pushing Bayou tradition. I'm trying to do something, and I may borrow something from what we see HBCUs do. I'm gonna do a $5 Friday.
Nah, but that ain't gonna work.
I'm just saying. Look how
many. You know the amount of money these programs spending in NIL, bro. That ain't gonna work, dog.
I'm just saying.
Like that might raise you $800,000. That get you one player.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying, bro? Like, and that might not even be a good player, a game changing player. You get what I'm saying?
Fair. That's fair.
So like man.
When I say I'm saying $5 Friday. Of course, I'm not saying that's all people get. But
I'm just saying that type of fundraiser, like this is first of all, like how much the football raise?
At least 3.2.
All right, and that was $1 million,
and a donor matching $1 million. That was 3.2 total, but that's not including any out. That's just Bayou tradition. That's not including any other, direct donations from donors. That's not including any.
So that don't include the 3 is without the man's $1 million.
No, that is with his $1 million.
That's what I'm saying. They raised $1.2 million on their own.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
Over how long period?
It wasn't 6 long.
Weeks,
couple? Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
6-week period for football. You raised $1.2 million. How much you think men's basketball will raise with a similar type of fundraiser plan? 400,000 maybe?
Maybe 5.
That's what I'm saying. What you doing with that, bro?
Yeah.
What you doing with that? You know what you're gonna need to do? If Brian Keller don't win the national championship this year,
I already know. I know what you're gonna do. Let's restructure.
Yes, sir.
I get, yeah. Same thing we saw at Oklahoma State. Same.
You don't make that playoff. You don't make that playoff this year, big dog. that 9 million turning that 9 million turning into 7.5 real quick.
But does LSU have the leverage? Seeing that,
why? It's either that or we firing you.
But this goes back to the guarantee, because after this year is what? It's 60 mil, something like that.
Man, I promise you, if he don't make the playoff this year, you're gonna have some people that's willing to pay that 65. After the money that they spent this past off season, bringing in the best transfer portal class, you bringing back your quarterback, you bringing back pretty much everybody on staff. Come on, bro. You don't make the playoffs this year in the 12-team playoff. You lucky he don't get fired. He better take that that restructure so he can keep coaching and get a chance to win a national championship. But man, what pressure when you need him? I'm telling you, that boy don't make the playoff this year. It's gonna be people willing to put that 65 up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Back to men's basketball real quick. They have just like on court, they won their last 2 wins over Oklahoma and South Carolina.
I give them credit for Oklahoma. South Carolina.
Yeah, they are. They are. That was a very. I mean, they kind of won that one kind of with ease, running away with that one.
But they still, like, I watched that game. They still ain't played. I watched the whole game, start to finish, and they won convincingly or whatever, but it was still ugly basketball, bro. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they played well at moments, at times. Like, you can see that the guys they got potential, but the thing they got a team full of. I ain't trying to like
ISO
down nobody.
Team full of ISO.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like the kids play hard, bro. But they got a team full of like role players, dog. And Cam Carter is like a 2 at best. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not the best player on a tournament team. You know what I'm saying? He's a number 2 or number 3 on the tournament. You know who he reminds me of, bro?
Go ahead. I'm gonna see if we're thinking the same person.
Javonte Smart.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I'll agree. Completely agree. Completely agree.
You see what I'm saying, bro? Like when you got a Skylar Mays and you got a Trendon Wofford and you got guys like that you can surround them with. That's why he looked so good at the beginning of the year with
Tremont.
No. Cam Carter.
With Jalen Reed.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And with Victorious Miller, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like when you take guys out the lineup and it's just him out there, it's like, maybe he a number 2 or number 3. You know what I'm saying? And it's no knock to him. Some guys just meant to be robbing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's Matt McMahon's problem is he's got to rely on Robin to be Batman.
This might be a stretch.
That's a bar, by the way.
This might be a stretch. So don't kill me if I say this. And I'm not saying he is him, but everybody talks about how great Kyrie is and how good he is. But Kyrie can't lead a team. Kyrie
That's fair. Yeah, Kyrie is a Robin. I mean, James Harden is a Robin.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no knock to them.
No. I'm saying, I'm saying that
family.
because I was saying that's Cam Carter, and I wasn't saying Cam Carter is Kyrie.
No, boy, hell no.
Kyrie.
Boy,
I'm not saying Kyrie. Cam Carter is Kyrie, boy. I'm saying it's the same thing. He is great.
I disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think Kyrie can't be a Batman because of his intangibles or lack of intangibles.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He got the talent to be the best player on a championship team, but he doesn't have like the leadership and coaching ability and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the coach on the court type, all that maturity and all that demeanor and all that kind of stuff to lead a team to a championship yet. You know what I'm saying? But and I see what Doc said. We'll find out.
I don't think he won't do it until AD get back.
But anyway, I feel like Cam Carter can't be Batman because he's just not as like he a good basketball player, but he ain't Kyrie Irving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't. I don't think he an NBA player.
Okay, that's fair.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's and that I don't think Matt McMahon, Jalen Reed might could get a training camp kind of look. Cam Carter might could get a training camp look.
I don't think he's an NBA star. I think he could be an NBA player. I think he can be.
I don't think he can be, bro. Like, and I'm not. There's no disrespect. Like, Skylar Mays barely is an NBA player. Like, you know, like, I don't even know if he's still in the league. Like, and to me, Skylar Mays was a little step above Cam Carter. Like, both sides of the court. You know, like, Javonte Smart is a G leaguer. We just said Javonte Smart and him were the same person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just, and I'm not knocking him, like, but it's hard to make it to the league, dog, unless your dad named LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that boy be balling now.
In the G League. You're right.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and piss some people off. Women's basketball.
Oh, I'm not ready. Hold on. Let me go grab my whiskey.
Right. I'm gonna need let me go ahead and set the table. Women's basketball just played this past weekend or this past Sunday against Texas in Texas. Led for pretty much the entirety of the game until the fourth quarter, and then there was a collapse. This is their second loss of the season. They end up losing by 65-58 to Texas, who, in all fairness, Texas is red hot. Texas just beat South Carolina. They beat number 2 South Carolina, beat number 8 Kentucky, and then just took down number 5 LSU. LSU was coming off a win and a week's rest to prepare for Texas and still fell in the Lone Star State. So, Ant, your thoughts on the latest women's basketball woes? Oh, Nick up in here. I ain't seen Nick in a minute. What's good, Nick? He said Mays in the G League.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what game did that Texas game remind you of?
From this year or just any year period?
This year.
It reminded me of was it the Oklahoma or the Tennessee game where they were up big and let them come back?
That was Tennessee. But they weren't really up that big on Texas.
No, they weren't. They weren't that big or up that big on Texas. But that reminded me of that. Actually, it was. It's kind of close to the South Carolina, but I'm thinking more.
There you go.
It was me personally, just because they were up.
Yeah, go ahead. There you go. That's the sound. You know what's very similar in them two games?
The physicality.
If you go back, if you look at the Kim Mulkey era at LSU, if you take the 3 worst games with the offensive performance in terms of offensive rating, number 2 and number 3 happened this season against South Carolina and against Texas. The only one that's worse was 2022 versus Tennessee, a game when Alexis Morris didn't play. And she didn't have like the point guard, really, nobody run off. But that's how bad the offense was in these games. The 2 losses you have on this season, 2 of the 3 worst offensive games Kim Mulkey has ever had at LSU. 2 of the 3 worst in SEC play at LSU under Kim Mulkey. You got to fix your offense. You can't go back and pull up that box score if you don't mind, bro. If you got it. Tell me how many points LSU scored in the second half.
Hold on, here we go.
Their offense was stagnant. No motion, too much ISO ball, too much over dribbling. It just inefficient offense. And until you fix your offense, you got a ceiling on this team. And in my opinion, it's probably the Elite 8. As good as your big 3 are, you can't play 4-on-5 on offense. You can't play 3-on-5 on offense. You have to get something offensively from the others. You can't just rely on Anissa, Michaela, and Flage. It's not going to work. You got to have a point guard that's a scoring threat. You got to have a post player that's giving you something besides just rebounds and defense. And honestly, whoever playing the post ain't giving you much rebounds because Anissa cleaning the glass, getting everything herself for the most part. So I mean, you got to have something from somebody else on the court, bro. And whether you want to say it's on Kim for not playing these girls earlier in the season, and giving them the confidence and the reps needed to be able to contribute whenever it gets to conference play. Or if you want to say it's on Kim for the way the offense looks in the second half and not making any adjustments whenever Texas makes adjustments defensively. I mean, at some point, we got to start asking, why do we keep having these same problems in big games when obviously they're not that much more talented than LSU top to bottom? You take the top 3, take the top 5 players in that game. 3 of them going to LSU. So you got just as much or more talent than them.
So
what happened in the second half?
So I'm gonna start here. In the second half, Texas scored 46 points. LSU scored 30. Texas outscored you in the fourth quarter alone, 21-9. 9 points.
Can't win if you don't score. Can't win if you don't score. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, bro. How many times you still got to look turnovers? How many turnovers LSU had?
Let's go. All right, team stats.
19, 17, something like
19. That. They had 15, you had 19, and they got 13 points off of those 19 turnovers.
How many of those turnovers came from you trying to take the ball out under your own basket?
Oh, it don't tell me, man.
I know for a fact you got at least 2 5-second calls.
Yeah.
That don't include the times you threw the ball away under your own basket. So if you, like Brian said, if you can't turn the ball, if you can't take care of the ball, you're not gonna win games. Like in the tournament, guard play, consistent guard play wins ball games. Yeah, you can have talent on the perimeter, you can have talent, you can have all that. That's fine. But if you turn the ball over, it don't matter. You got look up the South Carolina game. How many turnovers we had in that game?
All right, give me 1 second.
I think it was like 16. But you turn the ball over that many times, you're not gonna win ball games against
17
good teams.
turnovers.
17, in my bad. Okay. But yeah, so you turn the ball over that many times against good teams, and eventually they're gonna make you pay for it, bro.
South Carolina got 22 points off turnovers.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
22
you go.
points and you lost by 10, 13 and you lost by what, 9 against Texas?
Yep.
Yeah. You make a valid point on which one you're right. No, I'm sorry, I said 9. It lost by 7. Excuse me. So yeah. Conversations come up several times.
I know I'm gonna get killed for it, bro.
No, but about the, saying people talk about guard play, this, that, and the other, and we've seen the tweets about, this person was this before they got here, they're this after. This person was this before they got here, and now they're here and they're not as good. We have to see we got to see more development. We have to. You've got. I will say there's one player on this team who I've seen. There's two. Michaela, saying is her. We've seen Flage have a growth and development that is out of this world. But you know what's different about Flage?
She has her own coach.
She's in the gym 24.
She has a personal, trainer as well, type feel handy type coach. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get in trouble tonight, but I've been saying it for a while. Kim Mulkey is looking for herself in the point guard position. It's hard to find that, man. I'm talking about a woman who led Louisiana Tech to a national championship as a point guard. Who had the rare combination of ability to score and ability to facilitate and lead the team, as well as kind of be a coach on the floor and put people in position and play with pace and still be a lockdown defender. It's a reason Kim Mulkey is a national champion and gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? You don't find too many of them, bro. That's like saying, let's find another Dawn Staley. Let's find another Cynthia Cooper. You know what I'm saying? You don't make them, bro. So, damn dog, having nightmares. But you gotta.
I was wondering about the dog. I hadn't heard. I thought you might did something to the dog. I hadn't heard the dog in a while.
No, I ain't did nothing to that crazy thing. But Kim Mulkey's trying to find herself at point guard, and she gotta, in my opinion, and she gotta be able to kind of lower the expectations a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And loosen the collar a little bit of the leash and let them run a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And as a person who played point guard, if I would have got taken out the game every time I turned the ball over, I don't know how I would have been able to play. I mean, I'm not saying as the guard, you need to be turning the ball over 3-4 times a game and then 5 times a game and then like that. But turnovers, if you are a facilitator in terms of trying to get other people the ball, you're going to commit turnovers. Who has the most turnovers in NBA history?
In Stockton?
It's LeBron James.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because he has the ball in his hands a lot and he's facilitating. He's getting others the ball. That leads to tip passes and steals. That leads to guys fumbling the ball out of bounds. That leads to things that happens whenever you pass the ball out and facilitate. You can't take a point guard out every time they turn the ball up. They can't get into the rhythm and the flow of the game. It's impossible. It's impossible. And if you're in charge of controlling the pace of the game and being in control of the offense and running the offense, and you play, 2.5, 3 minutes, get pulled, sit for 5 minutes, go in for 2 minutes, get pulled, start of the second quarter, you sit for the first 3 minutes, then you go in and play 3, 4, 5 minutes, then get like you can't get into the flow of the game like that. By the time you getting adjusted to the game, you getting pulled. And it's hard. Like certain positions you can watch from the sideline and you can get a feel for how the speed of the game is going and all that. As a point guard, you got to have the ball in your hands to get the feel of how the game needs to be played. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it depends on who's on the court with you. If I got ADR on the court, the pace is going different than if I got Jersey on the court. You know what I'm saying? If I got Michaela on the bench and KG in the game, and it's Jersey, KG, Flage, Anissa, I'm playing at a faster pace than if I got Michaela and Samaya on the court. You get what I'm saying? Like it just depends on who you on the court. Like you can't get a feel for that if you're on the bench. Yeah. So like you gotta play, let them play through their mistakes, bro. That's the only way they're gonna learn. That's like if you was a quarterback, every time you threw an interception or a pass that almost got intercepted, they pulled you and put a backup quarterback in. Or if you was a wide receiver, every time you dropped the pass, they pulled you. Or if you was a cornerback, every time somebody beat you for a completion, they pulled you. You ain't never gonna be able to, get your feet wet and learn. You gotta play through some of that kind of stuff.
You about to get me in trouble then, because I was about to say something when you said if you're a quarterback and they pull you every time you throw up interception. Or I ain't going there tonight though. But what you're saying, you're absolutely right. I want to say this too, because the first thing you said when you said, "Man, I ain't trying to get in trouble tonight."
I'm not, bro, but it is what it is.
I want to say this. I can love the things I criticize and criticize the things I love. Just because we talk about women's basketball and Kim Mulkey does not mean we do not believe in her. Does not mean that we don't believe in his team and that we think that they, that we know better than the coach. It's not. Listen. I've said it before. I might not be able to necessarily look out there and see a defense and be like, oh, they're running cover 3. Oh, they're running cover 2. They just ran cover 5. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's supposed to be in the hoop flat. You know what I'm saying? Curl flat. I may not always be able to do that. But I tell you what, I can look at something and say, that's not right. I don't listen.
Yeah.
I don't know the full ins and outs of how my car works. But I can tell you what, I can get in and be like, yeah, something ain't right. That's just how it is. If you around sports, if you watch sports enough, listen to the commentators. A lot of times, you pick up some stuff and you can be like, okay, commentator might not be right here, or you may also be like, hey, they might be onto some, or even looking at some yourself, be like, that person seemed like they was out of place. It just happened. I mean, we can. I just wanted to point out that there has to be room for you to be able to criticize someone and still be able to say, I still love this person. I'm just criticizing. I think it could be better because you want better for your team. Nobody's.
Yeah, I think Brian is right. They played enough games to cut down on turnovers. That's fair. Very fair. Cheyenne Day Wilson had 2 turnovers versus Texas and only played 9 minutes because of it. But what you ended up with was Poa playing 20 minutes and having somebody out there who Texas did not respect at all offensively. At one point in time, the girl literally turned her back to Poa in the corner, turned her back and basically just watched the other side of the court and with her back to Poa. That's how much you was playing 4-on-5 out there at one point. And I'm not saying Poa didn't deserve to get some run because she played 20 minutes and only had one turnover. She took care of the ball. She ran the offense well at times. But whenever it's crunch time in that game, you need somebody out there who can run offense and be a scoring threat. Somebody who's willing to take a jump shot. Somebody who can knock that jump shot down if they need to. Like she played 20 minutes and had 2 points off 2 free throws. She shot the ball 2 times. Like Cheyenne Day Wilson shot the ball 3 times in 9 minutes. I would rather have that type of offensive threat out there than Poa in crunch time whenever the defense is constricting and leaving Poa by herself and sagging off of her that bad. Like you and the reason why Cheyenne didn't play is because she turned the ball over twice. That's what I mean by play through the turnovers.
Yeah.
And you know what Poa's one turnover was? And I don't know if they counted it as that or they counted it as a team turnover. But she had a 5-second count, taking the ball out under our own basket.
Yeah.
And Shy might have had one too. But those are unacceptable turnovers, bro. Call the timeout if you need to. But I digress, bro. Let's keep moving. It's gonna be a 2-hour show if we can stay on this.
No, man. Let's go ahead and jump into baseball real quick, man. I want to bring up. Are you able to see that? That's not too
boy, nah, boy. You know I got glaucoma.
That's why I checked with you because I already do.
Man, we already know the numbers, man. They smacked the hell out the ball versus.
No, this is actually we did. We do. But this is what I really want to look at. These are the pitching numbers.
That's what I'm saying. They struck out 45, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm talking about from the whole weekend or whatever. Mm-hmm. The biggest one is this number here. This is the LSU's number, and this number here, 3. I know you don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. Let's scroll up to the top. That is 3 runs. 3 walks. They gave up 3 walks the entire weekend and on Tuesday. 3 walks. That has been by far probably one of the most impressive things that I've seen out of this LSU team so far. I understand the level of competition. I know we can say that, but what we've seen in the past from this LSU team, I am enthused. Pitching was phenomenal. Whether we're talking about Cade Anderson, whether we're talking about Ianson, Shores,
Chase Shores,
phenomenal.
Everybody out the bullpen.
Phenomenal job pitching. I said this on, I think it was Friday or Saturday. We did a space. The only thing that concerns me, and it's not really a concern, is your infield, because we hadn't seen much of them. You know, I just want to see. They hadn't been threatened or tested much, which is a good thing. It's a good thing to an extent, but you also want to see what you got. You want to know what you got. The hitting, we saw so many different things from this LSU team. They won with the long ball. They won playing small ball. They were behind starting game 3 on Sunday. I think they were behind, like, it was only 1 run, but after like 3 or 4 innings, and then they started scoring. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed all of what we saw from this LSU baseball team. Looking forward to seeing more of them. What we got in Stanfield and center field, my God.
Yeah, man, the wheels on that kid, bro.
Not stand. I was gonna say stand up triple. His first hit a
Oh,
triple.
Yeah, lead off triple. Yeah, that's. And then I think you got a bunch of you mentioned like the diversity you got in the pitching staff in terms of like you got 3-4 guys who died 95 and above on the
It
mound.
seemed like everybody came out of the bullpen through 95.
Yeah, but then you got guys who just kind of not like your boy who he didn't get many strikeouts, but he pitched the contact. You know what I'm saying? And got instant. Yeah, and he, you know what I'm saying? He ain't throwing cheese like that. You know what I'm saying? But he got good command, good control, and he putting the ball where he wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? So you got like a good variety of style of pitching to where you ain't necessarily got to overpower people all the time, or you ain't got guys who just going up there throwing 91, 92. You know what I'm saying? You can blow by people when you need to. And so I think you got the same thing at the plate. You got guys who like, the Jones and the Pearsons and guys like that who gonna hit the doubles and homers like every time they get up to bat. And then you got guys like Dickinson, Stanfield, Curiel, Milam. Well, Milam can do a little bit of both, but you know what I'm saying. You got guys that's gonna hit singles and get on base. Lil Pearson,
I don't know if you call him Lil Pearson, because that boy big too.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, I was talking about the older brother.
But yeah, man.
Because when I said Pearson, that's the one who hitting for power is the little brother.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a double or a homer with Tommy Tank Jr. But I think like the older Pearson, he gonna hit all to all fields. He gonna get on base. So you can, and then with the speed you got in Stanfield and some of these other guys, you can run. You know what I'm saying? Jake Brown. You know what I mean? You can run. You can play station to station ball and do some different things that you haven't been able to necessarily do in the past with the type of teams you've had.
Yeah. We got Omaha coming up this weekend. The game today got canceled. Postponed.
By the time Omaha repay the favor and come down to LSU as many times as we done been to Omaha.
But yeah, we got Omaha this weekend. That
you think they bring some Jello shots with them?
Or make some here. But yeah, it's that's gonna be. I don't know exactly what kind of team they are, but it'll be interesting to see.
I won't expect much. I wonder if they're gonna since he was probably supposed to start today. Do we see Gavin Guidry this weekend?
I think we'll see him this weekend.
Maybe Friday. That way you could possibly pitch a midweek if you need to.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just like the fact that you got so many arms that you can count on, though.
I agree.
Like last year, we had a lot of potential, and guys. Like what's your boy with the mustache?
Fidel.
Fidel. The little young rookie, freshman guy, lefty, Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had guys like that who was potential, who maybe in 2-3 years could be something, but now you got guys who are something right now. Like William Schmidt. William Schmidt should be in the minor league somewhere, bro. LSU got him for 2-3 more years, man. That's a steal, bro. That kid's gonna be filthy in a couple of years. I mean, he's nasty now, but just give him time, bro.
Yeah. Dude, you got,
and then you got two dudes who Matt McMahon need to holler at, because you got 6'8", 6'9". Like, hey, bro, Matt McMahon need another big, bro. Like, what you doing, Maverick and Chase Shores, bro? Y'all need to be hooping, bro.
I'm just looking through. Cowan is another, Zach Cowan.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
But then we got I'm gonna tell you another one that we had, another position we hadn't talked about a lot, and we got thousands of catchers.
Yeah, I like that freshman Aaron BB, or however you say his name. I think he's gonna be pretty good. But that's the thing. Like last year, you had guys who could catch, but they couldn't hit,
or could hit,
or they could
but
hit,
couldn't catch.
but there was liability as a catcher.
Beat it.
It
That's
seemed like all the ones you got. I feel like now all the ones that you got can do both. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I know it's one series, so like some of the guys' bats ain't necessarily woke up yet and all this, but I think it'll be probably a week or two, and then we'll have an idea of like exactly like who the guys who gonna be the main ones in the bullpen rotation. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. About another 3 weeks or so.
You got I do want to say you've got like DJ Primo. I'm just looking at like we got some names, bro. We're gonna have like an all name squad for
they do that for football and basketball. I don't know if they do that.
They should do it for baseball. We got some guys with some names.
But they probably do it because there's so many teams that play baseball and so many different players. They probably do.
But like
the basketball one is crazy because they've got so many foreign players.
That's hilarious. But yeah, we do. But I'm with you, man. The youth we have and the guys we got it's so talented. This team is so talented and trying to get people on the field and stuff. You know who had a quiet first weekend, and as quiet as it is, he didn't do much, and I wasn't necessarily impressed or anything. And I'm like, I know he gonna turn it up. Braswell.
Yeah. That's why I said, some guys' bats ain't woke all the way up yet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said I think give it 3 more weeks and we'll have a better idea. Give them 10, 12 more games and we'll figure out exactly what we kind of working with.
Next, man, we ain't got to stay here long. I do want to give a shout out to the Lady Tigers down on the diamond softball. Remain undefeated. Took down 2 top. It was top 25 or top 10. I want to say it's top 25. 2 top 25. Thank you, Dylan. 2 top 25 teams this past weekend.
Shout out to my girl Coffee.
Yeah, Coffee back. Hey,
Bergeron pitching. Oh, that freshman.
Tell me if you heard this before. Jalen goes off for LSU because Jalen Heidner, that's what he's talking about the pitcher. First 2 games she pitched 20 plus strikeouts.
Sick with it, man.
See, top 25. It was top 25. They beat Northwestern twice, beat Virginia Tech twice. And golly, man. And it wasn't even close. Now, the second Virginia Tech game got close at the end, but it was still a 3-run game. And let's see. They're 10-0, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can look up here. They're 10-0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. They've given up runs in only 4 of those 10 games. They've got shutouts in 6 games.
Yeah, they got some good pitching, bro. Heidner was the number 1 pitcher in the nation for a reason.
Mm-hmm. No. Not right now. What's your hot take?
LSU might go undefeated in softball.
I would like to see that, but they got to play Oklahoma.
No, they don't.
Oh, they don't play Oklahoma. You absolutely. They will have to play Oklahoma in the tournament
eventually. Yeah, but not
eventually. They could go in the regular season. You're absolutely right, but they got to play them in the tournament. If they, they've got Penn State, Southern Miss, and Nicholls. They got Penn State, Southern Miss, and Nicholls this weekend. Good night. Get up. Yep. So they got them this weekend. They go to California next weekend, or next week rather, starting on Thursday. So yeah. It's nice. I like what I'm seeing out of them though. LSU softball. Again, we ain't gotta stay here long either. Because I know it's already been a long show. Gymnastics took down #1 Oklahoma. And dropped the rankings. The way they do rankings in gymnastics is crazy because it goes by like your score or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably about the ranking is probably about as useful as a preseason ranking in football. As long as you can, what I'm saying, if you win your the tournaments and stuff,
yeah,
you'll be all right because you'll end up in the Final Four or whatever you got to do anyway, and then it's a head-to-head type thing anyway. So I'm not worried about it, but gymnastics doing their thing. NBA All-Star game was on Sunday. I only had I ain't watching. I had one problem. LeBron opted out, and I'm not mad he opted out. I'm mad he opted out last minute.
I'm gonna tell you why he did it. I got a theory.
Go ahead.
So if he opts out, like when AD opted out, right? Then he gets replaced.
Yeah.
There's one less All-Star on his resume. He's not the All-Star at age such and such, the oldest All-Star ever type situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it was strategic that he waited for the last minute.
I still heard they still count as he not being. I mean, he's an All-Star. He's on the All-Star roster, but he's not the he's just not. He didn't play an All-Star game.
Yeah, but he's still an All-Star.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Okay,
see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I don't know. And I can buy that. I just didn't. I was like, I'm not mad he didn't play. I just hate that it was the last minute like that.
I hated the format. The format was stupid. They had too many commercials. I tried to watch it. Every time I turned it over, there was a commercial. I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I enjoyed the Saturday night. That was nice. But I do have a problem when I have a problem that we turn the slam dunk contest and you got to have props to get and have a nice dunk. Because when you have a person who's in the G League and they don't have the same requirements in terms of travel and games to play and contract restrictions and all this kind of stuff, like Stephon Castle can't practice for a month jumping over a car, bro. He's playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different to me, dog. And I feel like it should have went to. I know Stephon Castle didn't make his between the legs after, like, the dude made the shot, he caught it, went between his legs or whatever. Like, I know he didn't make it. He made it on the last attempt. I don't care. It should have went to another dunk, bro. Like, he was good enough to earn a dunk off, bro. Like, they gotta stop being like, you gotta judge it with like a curve, bro. Because this dude literally is basically a professional dunker. I don't really think it like this, like that. He don't have the same stringent requirements.
Can we move All-Star game out of February and move it into the end of January?
And then I got a question: do he be pushing off when he jump over people? Do anybody else think he push off?
I don't know.
Because I've seen people say that. I can't tell. You know what I'm saying? But people say because if you notice, a lot of his dunks, the person got the ball behind him like this. You see what I'm saying? He take the ball out their hands. So people saying he push off while he taking the ball to boost him a little higher. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he is or he ain't. I'm just saying.
Listen, I'm gonna say it. Ain't nobody else. Kevin Love said it. I'm gonna say it. I'm tired of him winning in Black History Month.
Well, I blame Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna tell you why.
Say why. Why you played Dwayne Wade?
When Dwayne Wade was the judge of the dunk contest, he was basically giving the boy from the Heat like higher scores because he played for the Heat.
Yeah. Was it Jones?
Yeah, Derrick Jones. Yeah. And so between that and the fact that Aaron Gordon got robbed, the dunk contest has not been the same.
Yeah. Well, since we on this topic, let's go ahead and move to our top 10. I mean, top 5. Top 5.
I got a top 10.
I know. I actually had 9. But top 5. Top 5 this week is top 5 NBA All-Star moments. And I'll let you go first.
All right, so I got 5 honorable mentions. I loved the All-Star game growing up, so you gotta.
We probably got several of the same.
Yeah, we probably got several that's the same. Honorable mention number 1. These honorable mentions ain't in order, but by the way. But honorable mention, Tracy McGrady off the backboard self alley-oop, 2004. Crazy. First time I had ever seen that in the game. I was like blown away.
In the game. You can actually NBA 2K.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like in the game, bro. Like I seen it on the streets, people doing it and stuff like that, but not in the game. Like white chocolate elbow pass, behind the back elbow pass, the year 2000. White chocolate, say less. You know what I mean? That dude was a magician with the ball. Deion Waiters versus Tim Hardaway Jr. in the Rising Stars Challenge game in 2014.
Okay.
Go back and watch that clip when you get a chance. Them boys went at each other that game, bro. Like taking turns going down, pulling threes, and like it was classic all-star battle, like mano type. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna let each other go at it. And everybody backed up, but just let them two go at it. It was great TV. I almost put this. I'm gonna skip that one. Larry Bird, I wasn't alive for this, but Larry Bird wins the 3-point contest.
After I almost put that as one of mine too. Yeah.
Man, that's classic, bro. Like the troll level is ridiculous. I almost put this one right here though in my top 5. Kobe guarding LeBron in 2013. Whenever they was going there, and he basically told Bron, "Let's go, come on." You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to put them clamps up on LeBron and all.
Yeah, before you do your top 5, that's all your honorable mentions. Let me do my honorable mentions because they fairly the same.
All right.
My honorable mention: Fergie's NBA All-Star Game National Anthem in 2018, because it was nobody could control it and everybody was laughing. I wasn't alive for this, but I've seen the clips and everybody has talked about it. The best national anthem ever sung, Marvin Gaye's national anthem at the All-Star Game in 1983. Go back and watch it. Everybody talk about that one. I had in 2004 the T-Mac self alley-oop. I had that one on there. And in my last honorable mention, and I'll let you do your top 5, the Jordan farewell All-Star Game, where he didn't make the starting role, but Vince Carter let him start in this place.
Yeah. All right, so my number 5, Kobe winning the slam dunk contest as a rookie in 1997.
Okay.
Kind of put himself on the map, even though he more than he already was. My number 4, Kobe and Shaq share the MVP after they feud in 2007. After them two beefed and
2009
went on the win. It might have been. It might have been. I might got wrong. But after they had both beefed and I think they both had went on to win a title at that point. You know what I'm saying? It was like our wounds have been healed type deal, and see them kind of laugh and joking together was kind of dope. My number 3, you just kind of mentioned it, Jordan's last All-Star game. But if you remember in that game, he hit a fadeaway with like 20-something seconds left on the clock to give the East the lead.
Yeah.
And then Jermaine O'Neal fouled somebody in the corner shooting a 3-pointer, and the West ended up winning. But that whole game and that fadeaway and that shot, because at the time it was like, oh, he gave them the lead, you know, that everybody thought it was gonna be the game winner. That was my number 3. My number 2, 2016, we just mentioned during the dunk contest. Aaron Gordon versus Zach LaVine, one of the best dunk contests I've ever seen in my life. The only dunk contest to me that was as good as that one would probably be the one with Jason Richardson and was it Iguodala?
I can't remember, but I think I know which one. I think I know which one you're talking about.
But yeah, it was one of them way back then. You know what I'm saying? But that done, both of them like nothing but 50s. You know what I'm saying? It was the creativity. Most of them getting most of the dunks first attempt. You know what I mean? It was just ridiculously good. And number 1, I mean, if you were a kid born in the 90s and your best All-Star moment ain't Vince Carter saying it's over, then I don't know what the best All-Star moment is, bro.
Well, here's my top 5. It's just because I'm a little bit older than you, you know. My number 5, 1992, Magic Johnson returned and played the All-Star game after his diagnosis with HIV. And he hit the game winner. You know.
Yeah. I thought about putting that as an honorable mention, but
my number 4, same as yours, the Kobe Shaq shared the. That's how I knew that one 2009.
Yeah.
My number 3, and I'm surprised you ain't had this one on here. The best NBA All-Star game ever, 2001, where Allen Iverson led the comeback for the East.
Yeah, I thought about putting that in my honorable mention. But that one lost out to Larry Bird. No, actually, that one lost out to Tim Hardaway and Deion Waiters in the Rising Stars. I wanted to give them some love.
My number 2, you're absolutely right. Vince Carter dunk contest. My number 2.
Ooh.
And the only reason it's number 2 is because of number 1, the Kobe and Gigi tribute in 2020.
That's
the only reason, man. Because it was
when they all came out with 24 and 2 jerseys. That's okay.
That's the only reason.
That's fair. That's a little bit.
Yeah. Pull it on the heartstrings, man.
That's a little bit bigger than basketball. Yeah. So yeah, I can't be mad at it.
But man, that does lead me to this next. Would you rather? And you're gonna see how it ties into it. So that leads to the would you rather for this week. So the first one, would you rather attend the NBA, NFL, or MLB All-Star festivities?
MLB.
Really? Okay.
The game actually means something.
Okay, that's fair. But I was thinking
they actually play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not only do you get the best stars, you get to see all of them play, and the game they actually trying because the game means something.
I was thinking more like the whole entire weekend because I would have chose NBA just simply because you have more stuff that happens that you can watch and entertain.
That's fair,
yeah. but you're absolutely right though. You are absolutely
all right. So the skills contest is terrible.
Well,
can we agree?
Yeah, we can. But I'm also thinking about the celebrity game.
They got a celebrity game for the MLB.
That's true. Celebrity game. You said the skills. the HBCU,
the
HBCU game,
they got the minor league baseball, the minor league all-star game during all-star weekend for MLB.
Okay, well, see, there you go. So, but
and then you got the home run derby.
Yeah.
You got the home run derby. You got the home run derby, which goes up against the slam dunk and 3-point contest, and then you got
NHL wasn't even in the conversation. PJ, he said he'll take NHL over that.
NHL is though. I take NHL over NFL for sure.
I take anything over NFL. I did not know this though. Donald Walker says that the MLB has way better. They have a lot of festivities for fans to partake in. I don't know of many.
MLB all-star game dope, bro.
Yeah, so okay, that's good news though. But I will say the NHL over NFL, agreed, but I don't know if I'll take it over NBA.
I might take it over the NBA depending on the year.
That's fair.
Because I like their format, bro.
Okay.
Their format is the best in my opinion. But I'm just not a hockey fan. That's why I said MLB.
Yeah. All right, this next would you rather. Follow me on this one because this one kind of what's called. Would you rather get drafted first round, win the championship as a rookie, but never win another championship, or go undrafted, grind for 5 years on a bad team, then win 3 championships later in your career? I know that's a little. I had to make it a little bit deeper because it's.
When I win them 3 championships, what's my role?
You're a starter. You can work your way up to a starter and stuff, but it's just that you
a starter or a star.
I ain't put a limitation on it.
Cause like first round pick, I'm assuming you a star, and you won a championship as a rookie.
You're a star because you're a first round pick. You know what I'm saying? You know
what I'm saying.
I ain't saying.
I think I would rather go undrafted, grind for a few years, and then win 3 championships.
I think I'll take that too. Just simply because I think on the other side, you get paid more up front, but I think on the other side, you'll get paid more overall because it's. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. You go undrafted, you ain't gonna get paid, but you grind and you get better and stuff. Plus, do CBAs and stuff, and you start winning.
Well, I'm just looking at it more of the fact that I won 3 championships as a starter I won 3 championships as a starter. Like that might can get me in the Hall of Fame.
That's true. That's very fair. All right.
But that's the thing. If you're the first round pick and you win a championship your rookie year, why y'all fell off?
Yeah.
That would be my question.
Well, it might be your team just say you won your rookie year, but then after that you made playoffs, you just ain't win. You know what I'm saying? So it could be something like that.
But how many? Like, what's the odds of you winning a championship your rookie year and never winning another one? If you that good to carry your team to a championship your rookie year, that makes me feel like you wasn't the key component. You was just a piece. Yeah. Like you was like a Robin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So I would rather be the number 3 and win 3 than win 1 as a rookie. And they're gonna be like, oh, he really ain't do much anyway. He was a rookie.
This one might. I'm having to go because I know how you think, so I'll be having to try to create extra scenarios in these.
Hold on. Go back to let's go back to the other one. This just came to me real quick. Like Norris Cole was the first round pick on the championship team and won a championship as a rookie.
Okay.
Then never won another one. Would I rather be Norris Cole or or let me. I'm trying to think of.
I'm trying to think of somebody else. Who else won?
I'm trying to think of somebody that went undrafted. That got 3 chips. That's my problem. I know somebody who was drafted who damn near went undrafted and got 3 chips.
Darryl Williams. Didn't Darryl Williams go undrafted and get like 2 chips?
Who's Darryl Williams?
Play running back for LSU, went to the Chiefs.
Oh, I was thinking NBA.
This
whole thing.
No, this not all. This not all NBA. This is just sports. Period.
Oh, this is just in general.
Yeah.
All sports. Oh, easily undrafted with 3 rings. Easily. It's so hard to win in the NFL. Give me undrafted with 3 rings.
You can say NBA, MLB too. I try to make them any sport so it ain't,
Yeah. I got you. I don't know because we were talking about.
That's why So I did.
That's what made me. Yeah, but I mean, how did Kevin Fall get drafted?
Didn't he get drafted by the Patriots? Let me look that up. I thought he got drafted late by the Patriots.
Oh yeah, he got 2nd round. That's true. I'm tripping. Who got? Yeah, Darryl Williams was a good one.
But he won.
Pacheco was what, a 7th round pick?
Something like that.
I'm sure it's a receiver for the Patriots that went undrafted and got 3 rings or some shit.
All right. You ready for this one?
Julian Edelman went 7th round, 232. You might as well call that undrafted. I'll take Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Career. He a 3-time Super Bowl champion. I'll take that career all day.
All right. Would you rather own 7 records and a few championships, or 7 championships and a few records?
Depends on the sport. I'm being dead serious. Because if we talking baseball, I'd rather own 7 records and a few championships, just because records are so hard to come by in baseball. You know what I'm saying?
I think this quick, because this I had to pull this from somewhere else, and I think this one kind of points to some like LeBron. You got a bunch of a bunch of records, but in a few championships versus,
the dude Nick said you asking if I want to be LeBron.
Literally, that's kind of saying, or if you got several championships and a few records. So
I mean,
it depends on the sport, but
it depends on the sport. Like in basketball, I'd rather have more championships and not as many records. In football, I'd rather have more championships and not as many records. In baseball, I'd rather have more records and not as many championships.
All right,
just because it's like Paul O'Neal. Paul O'Neal got like 5 championships with the Yankees, right? Or like 4 championships with the Yankees, right? Like I would rather have like 6 records. I'd rather be Barry Bonds than Paul O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, these next two I think they gonna be all right. Would you rather be really good in 2 sports but not the best, or the undisputed GOAT in 1 sport?
Undisputed GOAT, easily. Easily.
All right, last one.
What would you pick?
What would I pick? I'd probably be the GOAT.
Bro, to say you the best to ever do something, like that's saying a lot, dog. Undisputed at that, bro.
I'm just
like, there's like what's the only undisputed GOAT in sports?
Shit.
He didn't say really good. He just said good.
No, I said really good.
He didn't say you was
really good.
Really good. Well, like Deion, a Hall of Famer in 1 sport. That's better than really good, in my opinion.
So
I was thinking like
no.
I was thinking like Justin Marshall.
No, I'm thinking more like, say he didn't get hurt, Bo Jackson versus
Bo Jackson, a Hall of Famer in 2 sports, though. That's better than really good, bro.
I'm just saying that's
like Bo Jackson is arguably the greatest running back of all time if he stays healthy. Like he's arguably a GOAT. Deion Sanders is arguably the greatest cornerback of all time. Like, so I feel like you got to say it's more like somebody who just played both sports and was decent at both sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
to say really good, like you talking about people who was elites in a sport.
But that doesn't fit the scenario because that's hard to do. Because and the reason why I say that because I say fit the scenario that make it too easy. If I say you the GOAT in you're really good, Hall of Fame in 2 sports or undisputed GOAT in 1 sport. That's
so you saying would I rather be a Hall of Famer in 2 sports or the undisputed GOAT in 1 sport?
Not really. I can't because that make it too easy. Because I'd rather be a Hall of Famer in 2 sports. If that was the case,
that's my point.
Yeah. So, but if
so it's gotta be you gotta be like decent in both sports.
That's fair.
Like on some
that's fair. Jameis Winston versus
like on Jeff Samardzija similar. You know what I'm saying? Like Chad Jones type shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, give me the undisputed GOAT, bro.
This last one. Would you rather be a terrible player but the GOAT coach in a sport, or a GOAT player and a terrible coach?
Ooh.
So either way, you're a GOAT somewhere and terrible at the other side. See, this is
that's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
Because so that's like, would you rather be Phil Jackson or Michael Jordan? You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather be a GOAT coach.
Hey, Nick said, I believe in you, Kellen.
Oh man. I'd rather be a GOAT coach, I think. That's a tough question, bro.
That's
like would you want to be Isaiah Thomas? Was he a coach?
Yeah, he was a coach. He coached the Pacers. Remember, led them to the he coached the Pacers. He didn't lead them to the what's called it. He coached the Knicks. He coached the Knicks too. Pacers and the Knicks.
I know he was a GM for the Knicks at one point, I think. But yeah,
would you rather be Phil Jackson or Michael Jordan? I know he wasn't a coach, but that's as a GM, he was terrible.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be Isaiah? You want to be Isaiah Thomas or Steve Kerr?
Oh, that's I'm be honest with you. I wouldn't mind being.
But Steve Kerr won championships as a player though, so it kind of don't count.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'd rather be a terrible player than a GOAT coach because you can do that for a lot longer.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But then again, if you like, even if you like basketball, the only one where you really got like players turn coach, like talking about like great players turn coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what about? I mean,
like who's a great player that coached in like the NFL?
Mike Singletary.
Valid.
That's the first one popped in my head. Mike Singletary.
But other than that, you probably can't name 3.
A great player that became a head coach. You're right. I can't in the NFL. I can't think of.
See what I'm saying?
Mike Singletary is about the only one I can think of.
You can say like Mo Cheeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Lenny Wilkins, but he was a great coach though.
Yeah, Lenny Wilkins. Yeah, what I'm saying. Like, but I'm just saying you can name good players that became coach in basketball. But you really Steve Nash. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Avery Johnson.
You can't really like that. Steve Nash is a good one. Would you rather be Steve Nash or Steve Kerr? Like Steve Kerr won titles as a role player.
Yeah.
Steve Nash won 2 MVPs, but didn't win.
He probably ain't win.
He
probably ain't win 2 games in a season.
But then as a coach, he ain't do nothing. But then as a coach, Steve Kerr got 3. Like who would you rather be?
This is he make PJ make a good point. Oh, hold on. I almost hit the wrong button on you, PJ. My bad. This is a good one. Like in saying Nick Saban. average player.
Yeah, I mean, most great coaches are average players.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd rather be Steve Kerr too, even though I ain't got the individual awards. You know what I'm saying? I got 6 rings or whatever it is. He got 4 as a coach, 3 as a player, 7 rings.
Yeah.
He said 2 MVPs that belong.
One of them belong to Kobe.
That's a 4. I about to say that's the wrong 4-letter word, bro.
Yeah.
KOBE deserved them 2 chips or them 2 MVPs.
Speaking of Steve Nash, because you brought him up, I never knew this, and then I saw this. You know about Steve Nash and his wife, and all that, and it's,
Leandro
Barbosa was messing with his wife, allegedly, and then she got pregnant, and it turned out it wasn't even Barbosa's baby. It was Jason Richardson.
Allegedly.
Dog, that is.
That's why the Suns couldn't win, bro.
Golly, I used to have this.
Dick Thomas say that is not true. Man, we've been going for 2 hours, bro. We gotta wrap this.
She should have wrapped it up. All right, man, let's get up out of here. We've been gone for a minute. I can say what I.
Man, yeah, it's time to end this thing, bro. We'll talk about what I was going to talk about Sunday, dog. We got to go.
We'll be back on Sunday, man. Like that.
This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.
You can find the Golden Boot Podcast on YouTube at Golden Boot. On Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On Facebook at the Golden Boot Pod. On TikTok at Golden Boot. Or listen on all streaming platforms. Golden Boot!